Alright. So there's a discussion going around that crappie are always looking up. They never look down to feed. That's bullshit, because a lot of my biggest crappie I've ever caught, they've hit it on the fall when the line was slack. And, you know, it was just like a largemouth bass, you know, something like that. You know, big bass grabbing your, you know, worm or, you know, whatever you're using, you know, just take it and you just see your line just go off to the side, or, you know, you just steadily feeling it, you know, get taken out. We're going to disprove that theory. Night crawlers. We're going to cut this little bad boy. You know, about a, you know, that's a pretty small crappie. He's a little baby. So, but, yeah, that's what he hit. There it goes. Up, up. He's eyeballing it. Look at it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Look, look, look. He grabbed it right off the bottom. You see that? Crappie are a predator species. If they can get it in their mouth, any fish really. If it's bluegill, bass, drum, walleye, sauger, stripe, catfish, they don't care. I've seen all these fish eat their own. Like, every one of them are cannibalistic. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's an old wives' tale. They say, oh, crappie are always looking up. That's a bunch of trash. Look at that guy. I mean, he's looking up because he's watching it fall downwards, you know? Oh, that's that little perch. Oh, no, crappie gonna get it. Get him, crappie. Oh, is that? No, he's still chewing that other one up. That's why he didn't touch it. Let's drop that one in there. Another little piece of one. Look. Up, damn, no bluegill butthole. Can't even get it in your mouth. You're gonna spit it out. You see that? He's like, really? You gonna take my catfish? Will get it over there. That's cool. We got more than a dozen of them. We got plenty to go around. But yeah, I just wanted to disprove that fact, because a lot of old people say, oh, crappie's always looking up. You ain't never gonna catch him deep. I said, well, that's a bunch of trash. I said, hell, I've had, you know, dumped live minnows in my tank before. And, hell, I've had to, it was probably a, you know, 14, 15 and a half inch fish. I think it was a black crappie. It might have been a white. I'm not really sure. But he would grab the minnow. He would hold it in his mouth for a few seconds, and he'd spit it right back out. And that's a lot of times what you're feeling. You'll feel a tap on your, you know, rod and reel. You drop it, and it, you know, it's a little small fish that'll grab it like a little bluegill or something. Usually bluegill are aggressive. It'll be like tap 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 tap. You know, they'll be repetitive and, you know, oh, oh. You see him? He got it. But crappie usually tap tap. You know, just like a sauger or a walleye, you want to pull on that second tap, because, you know, after that he's done took your minnow, or, you know, your bait or whatever, and he's molested it and he's ran. But yeah, I've caught crappie, black crappie, white crappie. I've caught them on crankbaits, spinner baits. I've caught crappie on top water lures here in Alabama, in the deep, deep South. Everything from, I think the smallest one I ever caught, it was on a 64th ounce jig, and it was one of these little guys. And since then they've grown up a little bit. I believe it was this one right here, old Roscoe, but maybe his brother there. I'm not real sure. He's a little bit bigger. I think it might be this one here. There, eat that worm. That perch is gonna get it. But yeah, I mean, I've caught them on top water before. Crappie are not all. I mean, you can see. Look, that big guy over here. He's just chilling. He's not real big, but I mean, he's big for the size of the tank. You know, I don't want to keep nothing monstrous in here, but little channel cat. Hey, bro. You can see his mouth right there. He's just poking up. He's waiting for the ambush. Typical catfish. But yeah, I mean, I've caught crappie. I've caught crappie on it was either a 4 or a 5-inch white fluke. I was fishing for bass. I wasn't expecting that. It was a big old slab crappie too. But no, when a fish gets hungry, they're indecisive. You see that? Look at that. He can't even keep it in his mouth. He's teasing that little brim. He is teasing that crappie. And he's starting to get PO'd about that. But whatever they can get in their mouth, it does not matter the species of fish. They will inhale it. Now, they might spit it out a few times, but for the most part, he's going to spit it out again. But for the most part, when they put it in their mouth, they're going to take off with it. See, he's got it in his mouth. He's about to swallow it. And that's a little guy, too. But, yeah. I mean, fish are, they're just like us. They get tired of the same old thing. You continue to throw the same lure, back to back and back to back and, constantly all the time. I mean, you're going to catch fish. You're not going to catch fish consistently and as repetitively as, if you would change your color, say every few casts, and if you're not getting, big boy got in there. Top on these. But yeah, I mean, crappie fishing, you gotta continue to change your baits up and stuff like that to figure out where the fish are, to find them, and then to catch them. That's two different things, and people just don't understand that. It's like, you can't just go out there with one damn chicken liver or a damn night crawler or something like that. You've got to go out and you've got to pick these fish apart. Look at him. He's sitting there. That night crawler is bigger than he is, and he's sitting there. He's trying to get at him. See that? Look at that. He's looking almost straight down. Him and his bro. He's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. But you got to pick these fish apart like an onion. You got to peel them back. You got to figure out what they want each day, because every day is not going to be the same. You might go out one day and you might catch a limit of, 15-inch fish. The very next day, same conditions. Nothing's changed. Temperature, barometric, water temperature, everything, sunlight, all that, watercolor, everything. You might not catch a damn thing. It just depends. But, yeah, I was just wanting to prove a point there, showing y'all that a crappie will feed downwards. Don't listen to those stupid old wives' tales that a lot of idiots damn talk about. Oh, so-and-so, we ain't got alligators in Alabama. Ask the government, because you know what? They're the one that cut the gators loose back in the 70s and 80s to control the grass carp and the beaver. Then they thought they wasn't going to reproduce and be able to thrive down here? Big mistake. We have a place called Wheeler Wildlife Refuge, and it's very big. But, yep, that was basically, you see that? He just spit it out. That was what I was talking about. They'll grab hold of it, and they'll want to taste, and they'll, you just feel a little bump, and then you pull up, try to set the hook, and there's nothing there. And it's like, what the hell? I know I just felt something. That's what you're feeling. They'll grab a hold of your bait, and they'll test it, to see if it's live or whatever, or if it wants to, put up a fight. And sometimes they'll chase it down. Sometimes they won't move. They'll be stuck glued up under a dock, or to a piece of structure like a boulder, a tree stump, a brush pile, whatever it may be. But crappie, they're usually, for the most part, a black crappie is going to hang around structure. White crappie you'll find usually in an open river where there's a lot of current, a lot of water flow. They're just, two different species of fish, and they're, But, yeah, that's pretty cool, though. You got this little guy here, and look at this one over here. And then even the bigger one, they're completely different, colors. No two fish are the same. They don't have the same patterns. It's just wild. All right, y'all. That concludes my testing for tonight.